friends. Good to be back after a little bit of a break that I had. So I was just on vacation out of the country for a couple of weeks, and while I was gone, I wasn't doing a ton of interesting wrapping. I was mostly just using square scarves to do quick covers. But I posted some photos from the Rapunzel Winterline photo shoot of a look that I did for the Jazzy scarf, and I think they call it the Amazing Lace triangle, and a couple of people asked for a tutorial on that look. So that's the look that I'm going to be showing today. So in the photo, I'm wearing the Amazing Lace scarf in like a gold cream sort of color, and the Jazzy scarf with gold sparkle in red. I don't have that particular lace triangle, so instead I'm going to be showing the look with this Jazzy scarf in the silver sparkle, and then I have another of Rapunzel's lace triangles here, and I don't remember what the name of this is. I'll put it in the description box, it's fine, to do the look instead. So it should be pretty similar in the end. I do think that the Amazing Lace is a little bit longer than this one is, but it'll work fine. So I'm going to start with the Jazzy scarf. I've got the front end folded under just a little bit, and I'm going to tie it with one very short tail and the rest of the scarf on the other side. I'm going to tie it on at an angle. So as you can see, the end of the scarf that is ending up over here is quite short because the rest of the scarf needs to go around my head twice. So I am now going to take this scarf, I'm just going to fold in the raw edges and bring it up and over. You can pleat this if you want to. It really just kind of does its own thing. That was me just gathering it and putting on my head. It folds so beautifully. This texture is gorgeous to work with. But this is all going to get covered up by the lace, so, you know, don't spend too much time fussing about it. And then just bring it over and leave it alone for a moment. And now I'm going to grab my lace triangle, and I'm going to put it on my head just behind this lovely V shape that I have. And so try and get that centered as evenly as possible. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to tie it behind my head. And this will also help secure the Jazzy scarf, because we did not tie this second end on. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to, you have one of two options for this shoot. I think that I just did a little rope twist where I twisted them one around the other like this. You can do that, or because you have two ends of the lace here, you could even braid it. And as I said, I think that the Amazing Lace is a little bit longer than this one, because this is not quite, it's a little bit of a stretch to get it all the way around the rest of my head, but it's fine. It still looks beautiful. And the looser you twist it, the further it will reach. And then that is just going to come up and over, and I am going to tie it in place just like so. And then with this end, you can leave it out, or you can just kind of bring it up and tuck it sort of underneath that braid that we just brought up and over. And so that was really all I did. So you can see I've got the lace hanging really nicely here and down and back. It's just a really pretty look, nothing too complicated. Now in the photo, two things that were different with the Amazing Lace versus this. So I had a brooch here, which I thought was really nice. And I would add that, except one of the things about the Amazing Lace is that it also has a really beautiful lace border up front here, and this scarf doesn't have that. And I don't super love the way that this looks hanging out, so instead I'm going to add a headband. This This is, I think it's the icy headband, something like that. I'm really having a rough time. I'm still jet lagged with names today. But again, I'll link it in the description box. And so I am going to pull this on my head. Ooh, before I do that though. So I think I mentioned in the last video that it had organza straps on either side. And so I've kind of reconfigured this so that I have just one strap. And so the way that this goes on, it's much easier for me to just pull it tight and it doesn't slip as much as it does when it is the when I have both straps on it. So I'm just going to use that to cover the raw edge there. I'm going to try and make sure that I have my tail pulled out here so that the organza straps aren't too obtrusive, but I don't think they are. The organza is pretty regardless. And I'm going to tie that at the back of my neck and tuck it underneath so that none of that is showing. I'm also going to make sure that I pull out if my triangle end has gotten folded under. I'm going to pull that back out. And that is the look. So this is what it is from the front, side, and back, and the other side. So as you can see, a really beautiful look, not that hard to achieve. I hope you enjoyed it. That's a wrap for me. Thanks for watching.